Hey guys, pardon the noisy street version here, but I wanted to add one additional thing onto giving any intuitive information, remote viewing or otherwise, to police investigations. A lot of people tend to think that psychic abilities are just magic all the way around, not only the way they work and we get the information, but they'll instantly solve all kinds of problems, and that's not necessarily the case. I remember one case where in this case, a natural psychic was involved, and the body of the missing person was, at least according to the psychic, on somebody else's property, like buried in some of their land. And that person, understandably, would not give the police permission to go dig on their property with the information just being from a psychic, So, and they couldn't go, it's not like they could go to a judge and go get a warrant to go search this person's land. So let's keep in mind there are some limitations. You might be able to find the answer, but being able to verify it or again have it be actionable intelligence might be something very different. So psychic abilities are not a magic bullet, and we can't always use it. I know there's a whole crowd of people involved in the whole psychic process who are really mad that all of this isn't accepted automatically. And I was saying this to one of my students the other day, look, you're gonna see when we do remote viewing training just how reliable, repeatable, and accurate it is, okay? And it's amazing. It will knock your socks off, okay? Especially if you keep your skills sharp, you're gonna be able to find out anything within human understanding about anybody or anything, anywhere, as long as you know how to ask the right question. If the general public understood how repeatable, how reliable, and how accurate this really was, there would be laws passed against it, guys. So let's keep that in mind. The fact that it's not taken as seriously right now is to our blessing and benefit, believe it or not. That we don't have social status or esteem or anything like that. People tend to take a look at people who are intuitive or even in remote viewing and just completely laugh the whole thing off. That's safety right now, guys. Now, maybe in the future that will change, but I'm comfortable to some degree with people just thinking the whole thing's a joke, because it keeps me safe and it keeps you safe. We don't have people raiding our home. We don't have people looking for, a pen and paper or remote viewing documents or anything like that. So, just keep in mind that everything's a trade-off. And right now what we want to do is try to develop our skills, use them for our benefit and the greater good and the greater good of the people around us. And thank God that there's a large portion of the human population that just doesn't take it seriously. And that's okay. That's okay. We can deal with it. Let's just contribute where we can and stay safe and kind of in the background where we don't need to be totally prevalent. There was a period of time several hundred years ago where people who had a lot of psychic ability, and even Dean Radin mentions this in one of his books when he investigated some of the genetic connections between psychic abilities and the Spanish Inquisition. And there's a lack of the psychic gene, so to speak, in parts of Italy and France because the Spanish Inquisition operated there and killed everybody. They burned them all at the stake and did away with them. So let's keep in mind that there's safety in people not always believing everything you say. Just contribute where you can and retreat where you're just going to cause too many problems. Ciao.